Welcome to the Geeks Just a Podcast YouTube channel. This show called What You Doing, where we talk about what we watch and play during the week. I am your white ass host, Enterprise. With me as sometimes my friend
Felix.
God damn, man. Every time I wear a tank top, I'm like white. The whitest. I don't like it. But I don't like to go outside. So I'm in a different situation, bear. Well, how you been, fool? How you been, ghosty friend? What's going on?
Oh my God, I've been hot and I've been sticky. But I've been good.
Yeah, that's the only part. Yeah. Hot and sticky. That's summer, man. Anyway.
Fucking summer, güey. No mames.
We watched some shit. Not a whole lot. I think we're going to get way more next week. But let's start with a little something. Stay on track. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. About the Simpsons Marvel short on Disney Plus. It escaped me, but did you know that there's a Force Awakens one on there?
Really?
Yeah. It's about 3.5 minutes, and it's like Maggie going to like a Star Wars daycare, and she's lightsabering. Like, they cram in a whole lot in 3 minutes. I think it's called The Force Awakens from its nap. But the Marvel one is the good, the Bart, and the Loki. Again, it's only a short. It's only 6 minutes. So
okay, that was longer.
No, Loki gets banished to Springfield, and it's the real Loki, voiced by Tom Hiddleston. Lisa becomes Thor, and the Springfield Avengers come and smash, and it's all good fun. An end credit scene is little Ralph recreating the Hulk smash with Loki. Is pretty hilarious.
Oh.
But they spoof off of the Loki show too. Again, they cram so much in only 6 minutes. I really wish they were longer, but it's pretty good. The good, the bad, the Bart. The good, the Bart, and the Loki. If you have Disney Plus, you should watch. It's 6 minutes, man. In less than 10 minutes, you watch the whole thing.
Well, I'm gonna watch it tonight. Actually, yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I've never ever seen a trailer for it. Because how do you do a trailer for a 3-minute short?
I have no clue.
I don't know. But I was rovering around the Disney Plus, and I saw it, and I was like, I had to compare. They spoof off the Loki thing, which is kind of cool. Like the sentence part of the Loki show. They're just burning themselves because it's Simpsons burning Disney, and they're now Disney. So it's a whole thing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, dope. What the hell you been watching, Pooh?
So I watched the final part, allegedly, of a 4-part movie series based on an anime called Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh damn!
So I watched Rurouni.
Here we go.
Yeah, Rurouni Kenshin, the final. So the anime, I have to say, I never watched completely. I watched a good chunk of it, but not like the end parts. And when I heard that it was coming to like a movie with like live action format, like with every live action movie, I was very, very skeptical. But they did a motherfucking good job. I mean, they do condense the story a lot.
You have to.
So, yeah, I mean, it's obvious. But the way that they condense it and they present the characters is pretty fucking good. The fight scenes, wait. Verga.
Yeah.
So, no pew-pews, just swords, because this is like the end of the samurai age and when Japan comes into like the Industrial Revolution. That kind of era. And I must say, I mean, the acting is... it's hard to criticize the acting because they're in Japanese and everything is over the top and it's based on an anime.
Simone.
But everything else is amazing. The fight the fight choreographies are they're not like we move here, then we move here. No. They're fast, they're quick. They're so quick that you do see like the man behind the curtain, because sometimes when they flail the swords, you see like they're wiggling and wobbling. But the whole choreography, the whole sequence is amazing. And this kind of spoiled me in fight sequences because I can't remember which came first, if this or Daredevil. But I remember watching Daredevil and thinking of Rurouni Kenshin or vice versa, and I was like, oh my God, they did it way better.
I also hear that this movie Raid is crazy, which I'm going to do a deep dive on that probably.
Oh, yes. I mean,
I've heard about when people are talking about like fight scenes, I hear Raid being pulled up a lot.
I've seen parts of the first one and the ending of the second one, and it is crazy.
Yeah, might need to do a deep dive of that.
Crazy bonkers. So on the Rurouni Kenshin side, I do recommend it. They are long movies. They're the shortest one I think is like an hour 40.
Okay.
And this one is 2 hours and 10 minutes.
18 minutes, it says.
Yeah, 2 hours and 18 minutes.
So the anime, from what I've seen, ran from 96 to 98. So it does look pretty old. But looking at the colorful anime, and then I go over to the live action stuff, it looks like they kept it darker, way darker than what the anime looks like to be.
Well, yeah, normally anime in the 90s wasn't dark at all, and in like an aesthetic wise, because they were like lively colors, a lot of light, nothing too dark in like an ambient sense, but the story is what made it dark.
Which is what, real quick?
So basically, Kenshin Himura is this legendary mask killing samurai. Like he's like a hired gun. Okay. So he leaves that life and becomes like a dude that vows not to kill anybody.
Okay, Batman.
Meet some people.
Okay, Batman.
Yeah. So he meets people, befriends them, and then his past comes to haunt him.
Mira.
In each and every movie. So that's the basic gist of it. Each movie is like a different villain. I think the villain from the third movie is part of the second one. But it is a simple premise. The whole characters are, for what I can gather, well developed. There's not much going on in like story profundity. I would like to say
super simple. This guy got to kill this guy and run away from this guy and to kill this other guy.
But it is pretty effective to deliver that story.
Yeah.
So I do recommend them.
Did you watch much of the anime?
Yeah, I watched like half of it. And the anime actually is pretty fucking cool too.
2 years, but it's probably like 80 episodes each season, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. In Spanish, the anime is like, in English, it's Samurai X.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing Samurai X, but see, here we go with the fucking anime bullshit. It was part uno, origins, and then that's probably the movie, huh? Chapter uno, final de madre.
It's part one, then part. It's origins, then part 2, part 3, and the final.
So 4 movies.
Yep.
The 95 episodes. That's a complete season. The second
95?
season. Yeah, the second season. No, there's more seasons. 3 seasons.
There's 3 seasons. The third season is 33 episodes.
Yeah, so it's like 30 episodes a pop. Comes around like 90 something. I was gonna ask you, like, you think you get the whole story from the movies instead of the anime?
I mean, if you want like the.
I'm not watching 80 hours of it.
Oh no! If you want the big picture, yes, because the way they deliver it is pretty simple, and really to the point. And it's really good on making you hate the characters you need to hate.
Oh, cool! Recommended then.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Can't pronounce it for dick, but it seems like it's a good one.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Simon, it sounds like you're making fun of something. Maroni? Oh, Maroni. ¿Qué,
So what you up to?
Let's keep it pushing, bro. These last 2 we watched, not together, but we watched it. The first one being Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. This is the series on Netflix. It's a 4-parter. It's about the federal agent Leon S. Kennedy teams up with TerraSave staff member Claire Redfield to investigate a zombie outbreak. This is based on the popular video game series of the same name by Capcom. What you thought about? It says Biohazard Infinite Darkness, but I think Biohazard is the name in Japan for Resident Evil, huh?
Yep.
So, what you thought about Resident Evil Infinite Darkness?
So, Leon teaming up with Claire?
Nah.
No. The whole series? Completely meh.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
the movies, the CGI movies are, I think, are way better than this.
For reals, I was going to ask you, how does this compare to that?
No, see, wait, no mames. The movies have more action. But the thing is that with these, like the movies and the series,
Yeah.
there's none or no emotion on any face whatsoever, except for one time where Claire was like, "Excuse me, what?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's about it.
Yeah. I've never seen a single of the other CGI movies.
mean,
Because of that, I heard is very meh. So I didn't just waste my time with that. I might go back and check them out. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, you don't have to watch every one of them. I think for me, the best one is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And tan. I mean, the other ones are cool, but I mean, compared to those, the series is pretty mad, slow. The characters are kind of bleh. The side story with Claire is completely bland.
You're talking about the movies?
Yeah, no, the series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everything is bland. Everything is like, I don't give a shit. And
Yeah.
I love the games.
Yeah. Even the ones that are considered crappy games from Resident Evil get to be fun, you know?
Yeah.
Which is what this movie is not. I feel like
it could have been a movie because of the runtime.
It could have been a movie. Yeah, it was just under 2 hours, so they could have made it a movie. I wonder if this is like a new strategy for people because they know that on Netflix people can watch it in chunks. So I wonder if that's a new strategy. You know, I don't like to like pause mid-movie, shut off, go do something else, jerk off, and then come back and watch the movie. I like to sit down and watch the whole movie. But they did this with Eden. They've done it a handful of times where they put out 4-part episodes of less than 30 minutes each, and it doesn't like help the product at all to expand more story or anything. It just feels more of the same. But I felt like the animation was off. Something was off for me. I don't know if like the frame rate, I can't tell. Like the voice and the animation sync felt off a little bit. It looks good, but I've seen it look better in the games.
I totally get it, because the animation, it looks, I would like to say, a little boxy.
Yeah.
Or cardboardy. Then it's super like hyper fluid.
Yeah.
And then it turns boxy again.
Yeah, it's weird. There's no fluidity to it.
Yeah, like you said, frame rate. This is like bad frame rate.
Something is off. I can't tell because they use mocap, so it's like okay animation with really good mocap, and it gets this weird combination for it. I don't know. So the story basically takes place after Resident Evil 4. Leon is helping with the president, and then there's an zombie outbreak inside the White House. They leave the White House, and they're chasing shit around for China because of reasons. And then, done. We saved everybody. Dun. I wanted this to be scary. It wasn't. It has the same issues that Resident Evil, which was it 6 has, which they turned it into a military shooter.
Yep.
For no reason. I mean, there's this whole Pan Am war going on, and this war hero guy, and okay, there's an outbreak there, but we don't get more of the outbreak or people panicking because of the outbreak. It was just weird. They militarized it so weird. And there's cover-ups and secret missions and biochemical warfare with China. It's not about fucking zombies.
No.
We're the fucking zombies.
I mean, it's normal. It's normal for zombie shit to be more about the like the people or like the human drama.
Yeah.
But Resident Evil has always been about, shoot the things in the face.
The good Resident Evils, yes.
Yeah, exactly. The good ones.
You have low ammo and you gotta shoot the things in the face, which we get shoot the things in the face in the very first episode for about 15 to 10 minutes. After that, it's trying to cover, uncover this bullshit and see who's doing this crap and what's the story behind this guy. Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? And then we have this other hot chick and we get her story with her people, and you're like, okay. We go back to Claire. It's a cochinero, and it's kind of boring. If it was fun and cool, I would accept that military bullshit. It's kind of boring.
It was so lackluster that
Yeah.
I had to power through it.
Me too.
For real.
And only because it's 4 episodes, 30 minutes.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? Fucking... okay, I'm gonna finish this. But it was a hassle.
It was a chore. It was really, really a chore. So we were... Go ahead.
Yeah, it was so... I felt bad for it because I do like the property, but they fucking fucked it up.
Yeah, the hype behind it was pretty high. We were excited for it, and then we just fell from those heights that we were expecting. Do you think it's on Netflix, or whose fault do you think this is?
I don't know. I'm gonna blame the writers.
Capcom, because they're behind it a lot. Producers and directors and all these people were Capcoms, and I saw a little behind the scenes, and it was like Japanese people who were tied to the project one way or another. Property, I mean. So I don't know. I would scrap this and maybe retell the first Resident Evil, but with the Castlevania animation would be dope.
Oh, son, that would be amazing.
Just retell the first one. Or do Zero or something, a spin-off or whatever, but just do that.
That'd be pretty fun.
Let's get away from this creepy CGI that works kind of half the time, but not really.
Yup.
Okay. Let's keep it pushing to the final big kahuna of La Semana. And that is Miss Black Widow. Released last week on Disney Plus to premium access, of course.
Sure.
Let's start with what the hell's going on aquí. It's a film about Natasha Romanoff and her quest between the film Civil War and Infinity War. She's on the run. They're chasing her, and in the midst of her trying to escape, she starts to uncover things about her life and her family, etc., etc. And it's one thread pulled, and we get more crap unveiled after another, after another, after another. Of course, Natasha Romanoff being played by Scarlett Johansson. We got her sister played by Florence Pugh. Rachel Weisz, all time, hanging in there. And Papacito David Harbour as well. Thick boy, the thickest.
Goddamn, dude.
He's the thickest.
You're ridiculous.
He's ridiculous as Alexei. What do you thought of Black Widow?
Well,
you paused.
Well, I had fun. It's not the best Marvel movie.
No.
It's certainly not Thor: Dark World.
No.
But it's above it.
Yeah.
It pissed me off that Natasha Romanoff's character is kind of a secondary character.
Okay, that's fair.
Rachel Weisz, I was like, bleh. Florence Pugh was the show stealer.
That's in my MVP, dog.
Yeah, well, fuck yeah. And I mean, right after it's fucking David
Harbour. My co-MVPs. That's what I got written down. Florence Pugh is my MVP, but hey, David Harbour wasn't too far behind.
And her jokes, all of them landed on me.
Yes, and it's mostly how she's delivering them.
Yeah, because she's so stoic and she has like this beefy voice, and like, oh damn,
right. And you can immediately get a sense of that she's like a don't fuck with me attitude since you meet her. So you get a sense of the character very, very well and very easily in the beginning. But yeah, I do agree. It looks like, I mean, I'm trying to remember what's like. I don't know phases, right? But there was a point in the MCU where every Marvel movie couldn't hit, right? When was that? Al revés. Every Marvel movie was a hitter.
I think it was the first one.
No,
I like to say it's the first one because the second one had kind of cacas.
First one, what?
The first phase.
Motherfucker, gotta pull up the face now. Because at the beginning, even though Iron Man wasn't terrible, there was a point where they hit a stride and they couldn't miss.
Oh, I think it was third phase.
Because in the few phases we had, obviously we're starting up the shit going on, and we have the Iron Mans and the Thors, and Some of those were kind of whatever. You know, the Hulks, the second Iron Man, the first Thor, Captain America, and Avengers are considered phase 1. I guess
it was phase 3. So we got Civil War, Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man, Ragnarok, Black Panther.
Okay, I guess that's fair to say, because I was ready to say phase 2, because in phase 2 we got Iron Man 3, which is caca, Thor Dark World, which is caca. I can't even see what that is.
Captain America.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. Phase 3. It was at phase 3 when nothing could miss, right?
Yup.
You're right. Each one of those movies are that's like the top, right? Phase 3 are like the top of the movies.
Yeah.
So at phase 3, what I'm trying to get at is that Marvel and Disney figured out their stride. They know what they're doing. They know how to make their kind of movie. They're not over the place. They feel like they're in the same world. They're congealed and all that, right? What I'm trying to say is Black Widow is the worst from phase 3 on.
I do agree with you.
Ant-Man's are better.
Even Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I didn't like that much. I rewatched it a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's actually pretty fun.
It serves a purpose.
Exactly. It serves a purpose. And with Black Widow, I was like,
this serves no purpose.
Yes.
It was just
cool as a side story. Sure.
Yeah.
But even that was kind of weak.
It does set up stuff in the future, but we'll get into that in the spoils. It does look great. Did it feel like a gigantic Marvel movie to you?
What do you mean?
Like, there's jitters behind Marvel movies when they're going to come out, right? You're like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah. No. Fuck no.
Like, I wasn't really 100% sure when it was going to come out.
Well,
I wasn't counting the days, but this is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, me neither. I was like, when you told me Black Widow's next week, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You really caught me off guard with that one. And a friend, I watched it with a bunch of friends, and one of them said, they fucking did her dirty. And I was like, why? Because they didn't give her like this animated, the first part of the credits, that animated sort of stylish first part of credits.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give her that. It was like, boom, roll to black credits. And I'm like, motherfuckers.
I don't even pay attention to that shit.
It was that. And the whole Red Rooms thing, I was like, okay, that would have been cool. I think Black Widow would have been better as a series. Like a mini one. Like, I don't know.
I don't think there's
episodes?
much. Okay. Because I don't think there's a lot to chew on there for a whole series, but now that you said 4 episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you can stretch it out to 6 with more bullshit.
It would have been cool. I one of the things that pissed me off was how they did Taskmaster.
We'll get to that in the spoily spoils.
Okay.
Yeah. They did do a good job into not making the bad guy super crazy bad guy, where it feels like, oh, okay, just call the Avengers, because they put her in the timeline where the Avengers literally can't help her. They're all locked up.
Or off-world.
Yeah, or running around some other place, or not even an Avenger yet. So it makes sense. That makes sense. You said it before. Scarlet isn't like the focus of the movie. So because she splits fighting time with other characters, I didn't feel her to be as widowy as other movies.
No, not even close.
I will give it credit. It's over 2 hours and you don't feel it. Did you feel it? What?
Obviously, I didn't feel it because I thought it was like an hour and a half.
No, it's 2 hours, so it's fun. It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie, but it does feel like they just threw the character a bone because people have been bitching about it. And now that she's dead, it just feels inconsequential. Behind this movie, Black Widow will also be Scarlett Johansson's last role as a Marvel hero. We knew that. She's dead. Let's talk a little bit about numbers. Fandango revealed that Black Widow's advanced ticket sales have outstripped those of F9 and Gojira vs. Kong, even beating pre-pandemic MCU movies like Spider-Man Homecoming. First weekend projections were between 80 and 90 million for Black Widows. later that week, it was projected to be 140 globally that weekend. F9 took 250 internationally in 3 weeks. So that gives you like a thing. Yeah. And the actual number turned out to be more than 215 million globally this weekend, including 80 million in box office, 78 in the international box office, and over 60 million via Disney Plus Premier Access. This is the largest.
30 fucking bucks.
See way, motherfucker. This is the largest domestic box office opening since COVID-19 pandemic began. It's pretty wild.
Well, fucking, it coincides with TJ. I mean, we don't give a fucking TJ. But since we're like in the green?
Uh-huh.
That was, I think, a month ago. We were in green. It coincided kind of with this because this being kind of bigger than Fast 9, more people wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
And I was gonna be one of those, but I was like, nah.
Also in an interview, Scarlett said that about her solo film, that it brought a closure to her that she needed because she was kind of wiped out from Endgame emotionally and literally. So this was via the Tonight Show and Jimmy Fallon. So she's putting a pen on it. That's it for Black Widow. No more. Goodbye. See you later. Ayayu. Thank you very much. There also, David Harbour pitched 2 ideas for a Red Guardian solo movie. One being seeing Red Guardian back in his prime, and the other is going off his story where he finds out that she was on the cliff with Hawkeye, and maybe the version of the story he hears is that Hawkeye pushed her off for something. It's a moment when Red Guardian turns back to the guy he was. He now wants vengeance for her. I feel I would play well. That's per David Harbour. But that Hawkeye thing comes into play with a different character, so I don't see that happening. But a fucking Red Guardian Disney Plus thing, I'd be more excited for that than Hawkeye.
Times 2. I will. Fuck
no,
yeah.
no shade to Hawkeye, you know?
No. I mean, Renner's cool, but...
Yeah, but Hawkeye's whack.
A little bit, but Thickums Harbor? God damn, son.
Okay, the character is more fleshed out way.
Not even more... He's more charismatic.
He's more of a character, right? The other guy, like, I don't know. Has he ever said a joke? I don't know.
I mean, he's giving his one-liners.
And it's not on Renner. Again, this is not on Renner.
We're talking on the writers.
Yeah. We're talking specifically about le character. So let's get into spoils. We're going to go into spoils. If you have not seen the movie, we definitely go recommend it. It's a good, fun Marvel movie. It's the worst from Phase 3, but what that means... No, the worst from... Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. No. The worst from... Since Phase 4.
Phase 3 ended with Avengers Endgame.
I'm saying all those are better than this one.
Okay.
All those are better than this one. It's about a 7.5.
Yeah.
What do you give it, an 8?
No, that's about right. 7.5.
It's about a 7.5. It's a good time. If Ghost flies by fast, it almost feels like a boring movie too. It's okay. But we're going to go into spoils and thoughts that we have about other respectful things. So you've been warned. Let's go into Taskmaster. I feel like we called this bitch saying there was going to be a lady. I feel like I said that before. Did we?
I do not remember, dude.
I don't know. It's been like 80 podcasts since that shit came out. I think I said... I think I remember saying something that it's going to be a lady. I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem is with the lady that she is, which is a voiceless character, which is just like a mummy who don't really do nothing, who is brainwashed. I didn't like that because the way I see Taskmaster, he could have been the one villain that transcends all the movies. You know, they could have built him up way better. Instead of just being like, oh, she got a chip and we've got her in the brain. I would have loved to see him in Captain and Winter Soldier. Just show up and fight them. Just show up and fight them. And go away. And we don't hear shit about him. Then again with Loki. He shows up and fights Loki and fucks off. And then again in Spider-Man. He just shows up, fights him and goes away. So now you're getting
exposure,
and it makes sense as to why he knows all their moves now, because he's actually interacted with them instead of just a stupid chip that you put in your brain. So the way I would have used Taskmaster is have him, since phase 3, been like a side boss in every movie. You know there's going to be a Taskmaster fight, and it's going to be one of the best fights, right? Randomly. He just shows up and fights and fucks off. You need to, and then the conclusion would have been right here. Instead, what they did here is Taskmaster, she fights her, and then dun dun. Are we going to see her again? I don't know. I don't think so.
So I'm not well versed in Taskmaster's history or story or whatever. What I know is that he's like an anti-hero, and his power to say is like he's pig condition and has eidetic memory.
Right.
And I was listening to Double Toasted, and one of them said that it would have been a better idea that Taskmaster was kind of like a program, and that the real Taskmaster, like Tony Masters, being Tony Masters or Antoinette Masters, whatever, would have been like, but I'm the
shit.
the best.
Right.
He's the best, and everything else comes second. That would have been cool. That would have kind of given a little bit more depth to this, but this was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
I was like, what the? So Taskmaster is analyzing everything with a chip. Okay, so Tony Starkish kind of way. All right, and then boom. Oh, it's the daughter. She's not dead. She's like a zombie. I was like, okay, fuck you.
Which got predictable because Disney's gonna gender swap, which I don't have a problem with, but it's getting predictable now to the point where Bubbles and I just had a LGBT Disney live action draft. Go watch that on last week's pod. It's getting predictable. You can tell who's gonna be what now. And when she said, "Oh, do you remember the daughter?" I was like, "That's gonna be fucking Taskmaster." Watch, and it turned out to be. I don't care if it's a woman again. I just want it to be used properly. And they just got rid of Taskmaster just like that. Okay, here, Taskmaster. Taskmaster fucks around in different of the comic worlds. He'll be fighting Spider-Man. He'll be fighting his guy. And what would have been cool is that
the heroes train with him,
right? And you don't know what his. He's got a little Loki to him. You don't know what he's actually brewing. You don't know what he's actually thinking about. What are you coming here to fuck up? What do you want? Nomás estás llegando a caer el palo. ¿Qué quieres a la verga? That would have been cool. But no, they did him tan, and it was kind of dookie. I didn't like the G.I. Joe looking design either.
No, the design was kind of bleh. It was really generic.
Super bleh.
And I thought that if the movie was going to be bland, at least we were going to have the Taskmaster fights. Ooh, son, that was so underwhelming.
I mean, the falling fighting was pretty cool, but the second I wrote down as a note, oh, the falling fighting is cool, it ended, and I was like, okay. Like the fall fight.
Oh, yeah,
I wanted them to keep fighting in the air.
I thought that. I also thought that was going to be longer, and the fight when she first encounters him in the bridge, I thought that was cool, and I thought the fight with the Red Guardian was going to be longer, but it was just super quick, a lot of jump cuts, and I was like, fuck it. I lost interest really fast.
Yeah, I wanted to care about Taskmaster. I wanted to know who, what, why, and when. And when they told me, I was like, oh. Because I figured it out halfway through that I was going to be the girl, and I was like, okay. So she's blown up to hell, and she's not going to be able to talk. All right, cool.
And on top of that, I was expecting to see like the Red Guardian fight, his fight style, to see if he was a bruiser or whatever. Like, I don't know, a little bit more of him. No, he just throws a couple of punches and then he gets his ass beat.
He is a fat fuck, but it would have been cool to see a fat fuck fight like Captain America, because that's like he was his arch nemesis or whatever.
Allegedly.
That was
a cool tidbit.
Like it didn't go anywhere, but it's still fun.
Yeah, like he's my nemesis, but he was frozen. But he was
shut up. Yeah, I was underwhelmed by the design. I wish I had more Taskmastery. Like I wish I took a little bit more from Troy Baker's character from Death Stranding and made him like. And you needed the skull face, and they took away the fucking skull face.
See, wait. It was
G.I. Joe way.
It was so generic.
It was G.I. fucking Joe. Whatever. I'm salty about that.
The running gag that Florence Pugh made about the pose.
The pose. And then she did it. It was amazing. That was great. She was the movie for me.
Yeah, completely. It would have been cool that the movie was of her and flashing back to Natasha.
You can't do that in a Black Widow movie. I guess she is a Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
From
because of the program.
Yeah.
That's about it.
With the end credit scene, we see fucking Elaine. ¿Cómo se llama?
What?
Elaine from Seinfeld. What's her name?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Yeah, but I meant the character.
Oh, the Baroness?
The Baroness, who made an appearance in Captain and Winter Soldier. She's recruiting Florence Pugh and telling her, like, you gotta go get your job. And her mark is Hawkeye. So we're probably going to see more of Florence Pugh as a Black Widow in the Hawkeye series. Maybe she's going to be the big bad hunting him or something. I do love the continuity between the shows and the movies now, which I think that's part of phase 4 or 5, whatever the fuck the phases are. I do not know. But
4.
But it does feel like it's the same universe because it is the MCU, but it feels the same, you know? It feels, yeah, like this is the same world, you know? Which you didn't get really before. So I'm more curious as to where Florence Pugh, what's her name?
Who? Florence's character?
Yeah.
Let me look at her real quick.
I forget her name. I remember, like, I don't remember
Yelena.
any. Yeah, Yelena. I'm more interested in her going forward. Maybe she's the new Black Widow. Maybe she's part of the new Avengers or whatever they do. Keep her around. She's great and fantastic, and I thought she did a good job. The part didn't look too big. Looked absolutely perfect. Great casting. Good job. Hopefully we see more of her in Hawkeye. Like the end credits did give me a little pump for Hawkeye. I must say.
Yeah. I mean,
if she's gonna be in it, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Exactly. The same thoughts exactly.
Hopefully it's only 6 episodes as well as Loki.
She got a dog.
She's got a dog?
Yeah, she's I don't want a family, I want a dog.
Oh, that's true.
She got a dog.
And she got a doggy.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about Black Widows? That's about it, eh?
Yeah, it's okay. It's fun. Eye candy for days, son.
But see, it's fucking Scarlet. Am I just a perv, or were there like an enormous amount of ass shots?
No, you're not a perv, because that's the first thing I noticed. The whole when Scarlet walked
anywhere,
it was a
ass shot.
Giant ass shot. I was like, okay, that's too much ass, but
that's
I want to die.
That's how much. It. That's how much we are ass mans, and we said it was too much ass. Yeah. That's how many shots there was. There was a lot of, like, even unnecessary ones of her walking towards something, and it's like, okay, focus on the briefcase or something. You got to focus on the ass all the time. Goddamn, but it's fine.
I would like to die beneath it, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. Scissors, do the scissor leg thing on me. I'm fine. But it was just noticeable. Like, goddamn. All right.
Oh, it was.
Another ass shot.
My friend's wife was like, okay, I love that woman, but that's too much.
Yeah, a little too much. It's noticeable, I'm saying. Not really complaining, just pointing it out.
Yeah, it's an interesting fact.
Nothing to complain right here, anyone. So those are our thoughts on Black Widow. Leave a comment down below what you thought about everything. We saw you watched the Simpsons short, or you're watching the fucking shit that Felix watched. What's it called?
Maroni Kenji.
Maroni, tu puta madre. Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. If you watched it, if you're a diehard fan, leave a comment down below. Crazy guy, I'm talking to you. And the Black Widow movie. What you thought about it? What you think you would have felt differently if it came out in a different phase? All that good stuff in the comments down below. And we'll see you next week, coming with you with Loki, Space Jam, and what's the name of the Gunpowder Milkshake for sure. I don't know what the fuck crazy Korean shit I'm gonna watch, but stay tuned till next week. Anything you want to say to the beautiful people, Felix?
Please shower, because nobody likes swamp ass when you're eating it.
Okay, you're really sticking to that tagline. All right. Leave a comment down below. All that shit. Like, comment, and subscribe. I already said that already. Yeah, I was in very you.
Bye.
Yeah, use. Pop. God damn, all that ass, bro.